Morning, children. Children, in the previous video I have explained you about two types of connective tissue. We have discussed about loose connective tissue and we have discussed about dense connective tissue. Loose means the contents are spread loosely and dense means dense fibers are there. Now children, let's start with specialized connective tissue. Now, specialized connective tissue includes two types. The first one is the supportive. Supportive means cartilage and bone, and the second one is the fluid. Fluid means blood and lymph. Now, cartilage includes different cells. The name of the cells are chondrocytes and chondroblast. Then it is solid, it is flexible, it is non-porous and it is avascular. No blood vessels are present. This cartilage is present in tip of the nose and in the external ears. You can check it, touch your ears and fold it. It can be easily folded. Now the next one is bone. Bone has three types of cells: osteoblast, osteoclast and osteocytes. Children, I am again repeating. Cartilage has two types of cells: chondroblast and chondrocytes. Whereas bones has three types of cells. Osteoblast is already written here, osteocytes and osteoclast. Now let us see the differences between these cells. Now children, in cartilage, in the ground matrix, these chondroblast cells are present. These chondroblast cells are responsible for secreting the ground substance, ground matrix there. Then these chondroblast cells, some cells are present deep inside this matrix. So the cells which are present deep inside the matrix becomes inactive and they are very slow in the production of the ground substance. So those cells are now called as chondrocytes. And these chondrocytes are present in a cavity. This cavity is called as lacuna. Lacuna. So this cavity is called as lacuna and these cells are called as chondrocytes. So children, I am again repeating. Chondroblasts are present on the surface of the ground substance and they are responsible for secreting the ground matrix. Now when chondroblasts move inside and are present in between the ground matrix, then these cells become inactive and are not involved in the production of ground substance, or they produce it very slowly. So then they are called as chondrocytes, and these chondrocytes are present in a cavity. That cavity is called as lacuna. Lacuna. This was about cartilage cells, that is chondrocytes and chondroblast. Now in bone, osteoblasts are present, osteoclasts are present and osteocytes are present. Now similar to chondroblast, osteoblasts are also responsible for the production of osteocytes. This means that from chondroblast we get chondrocytes and from osteoblast cells we get osteocyte cells. And osteoclast cell is called as bone eating cells. They eat the content, or they are responsible for the modeling or for shaping the damaged part of the bone. Now the next part is bone is a hard porous tissue. It has a good supply of blood vessels and nerves and rigid mass of inorganic salts. Because of the deposition of inorganic salts, it becomes hard and rigid. You cannot move that. You cannot break that. It is not flexible. The movement is possible through bones only. Now children, let's start let us see the diagram of the cartilage here. You can see the cartilage present between the bones. Here is the structure of a bone and this one is an internal structure of a bone. Now in this you can clearly see that arteries and veins are present. These blood vessels are giving the supply of the blood, of the oxygen and various nutrients to the bone. Now children, here is a transverse section of a cartilage. Here empty lacuna is there, and in this matrix these lacuna contains chondrocytes formed from chondroblast cells, inactive version of chondroblast. Now this second, this so, sorry, this second one, this is a TS, a transverse section of bone. You can also clearly see here, matrix is there, bone cells are there. These bone cells, this means osteocytes and osteoblast cells are present, which take the nourishment from the canaliculi. Canaliculi means canal like structures present around the lacuna, which gives the supply of the nutrients and all the things. Now children, this bone cell is an osteocyte cell. Now let's move on to the next, fluid connective tissue. This means a type of specialized connective tissue. Children, here you can clearly see the RBCs traveling inside the blood vessels. Now this blood contains two major components. The first one is the blood plasma, which constitutes about 55% of the blood. And the next one is the blood cells. Now blood cells and blood plasma I am going to discuss now. Children, let me tell you something about plasma. Plasma is 90 to 91% water. Blood plasma is 90 to 91% water, and remaining 8% or 9% is proteins. Various proteins are present. Now let us discuss about blood cells and its types with functions. Now children, blood cells are RBCs. Let us study its shape. All of you must have seen donuts. Donuts has a hole in it, but in RBCs, instead of hole, a depression is present. So that's why it got its name. It is biconcave in structure. So this biconcave structure of RBCs allows the easy movement of RBCs through the capillaries. You can see here. And also it do not have any nucleus, so that it can accommodate maximum oxygen and transfer it to the cells. Children, RBCs have a special pigment called as hemoglobin. This hemoglobin is responsible for binding with oxygen and transferring it to every cell of the body. Now let us come back. We have discussed about RBCs. The second type of cells present in the blood is white blood cells or WBCs. Here you can see the various types of WBCs: eosinophil, basophil and neutrophils. Children, you can clearly see in eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil that here few granules can be seen. That's why we say that these cells are kept in a separate category called as granulocytes, because they have granules in them. Also, these WBCs have a lobed nucleus. You can see here that in eosinophil a bi-lobed nucleus is present. Similarly, basophil and neutrophil have multi-lobed and a single lobe is present. Now, the other type of WBCs are monocytes and lymphocytes. Because no granules are seen, therefore these are kept in agranulocytes because they don't have any granules in them. Now mainly these WBCs are involved in providing the defense to the body, in fighting with the pathogens which enter inside the body. Now the third type of blood cell is blood platelets. These platelets are involved in blood clotting. Now blood clotting means suppose you get injured and bleeding occurs, then these platelets will migrate to that area and will form the clot there, so that bleeding can be stopped. Now children, this was about blood cells and its types with functions. Now the next is the lymph. The lymph is also a type of fluid connective tissue. Now children, we will understand lymph with an example. You can see artery here, this red color, and this one is blue color, this one is a vein. Now these arteries and arterioles are responsible for carrying the nutritive substances and oxygen to every cells of the body. In the background, these light brown, light skin colors cells are the cells. Now children, as these arterioles will take the oxygen and the nutrients towards the cell, there are many proteins which are not able to come out from the vessels, from the capillaries. Therefore, this nutritive substances move out of the cell, move out of the capillaries and is passed on to the cells. Now, it is called as interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid. Now children, I'm again repeating. I'm again writing a single line. Just take a look here. Blood minus fibrinogen is called as interstitial fluid. Children, I am telling you that via capillaries, the blood contains various nutrients which has to reach to every cell of the body. So as the blood goes through the capillaries towards the cell, fibrinogen is not able to cross that capillary because of its larger size. So the remaining substances of the blood move out to the cells. Now this substance is called as interstitial fluid. Now this interstitial fluid will collect the waste from the cells and will enter in the lymphatic system. Now this substance which is passing on in the lymphatic system is called as lymph. Children, remember, in lymphatic system means in the lymph only WBCs are present, no RBCs. That's why it do not has red color. I'm again saying that lymph has only WBCs, it do not have RBCs. Thank you class. This was about the fluid connective tissue. So in this video you have studied about the specialized connective tissues, means supportive connective tissue and fluid connective tissue. Children, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.